up guys, it's me ElTacoMiner, and welcome to my 5-minute review of Sonic Generations. I've been wanting to do a review on this game for a long time, and I'm finally going to do it. So, before I start, talking about the game, let me just say, sorry if you hear crickets or some sort of sound in the background. I'm gonna add some music in the video to, make that go away. But, hopefully, I don't really know why that's happening. Maybe it's because my new phone case, because the hole where the speaker is somewhat deep, so maybe it's echoing. But I don't know. So, don't worry about that. I promise I'll get rid of it in future videos. And I already have another video recorded for after this one, so let's go ahead and get started talking about Sonic Generations right now. So, Sonic Generations. It is my favorite Sonic game I have ever played. The game is so incredibly good. Let me just go ahead and list off a few things that I like the most about it. The graphics, the music, and just... what was that one other thing? Oh yeah, the classic Sonic gameplay. I am serious. When I first played this game, I enjoyed the classic Sonic gameplay way more than the modern Sonic gameplay. You wanna know why? Because the classic Sonic gameplay made me so nostalgic. Playing Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant Zone, and Sky Sanctuary Zone, those all brought back nostalgia. Now, however, I think it was Speed Highway or something, didn't bring me back any nostalgia, nor did City Escape, because I had played neither of those games, and neither did the Seaside Hill, I think it's called, or Crisis City. None of those zones brought back nostalgia, because I'd never played those games before, but minor complaint. Just because it didn't bring me back any nostalgia doesn't mean the game's good. Now, actually, this video is probably going to go longer than 5 minutes now that I think about it, because there's just so much to talk about. But let's separate these into different categories, okay? So, from now on, anytime I do a review, we're separating these into categories. Alright, first category, story. The story isn't very good, in my opinion. Now, while the story doesn't affect the game overall too much, it does kind of seem rushed and underdone. It's just, does this story sound familiar to you? Some sort of Time Lord thingy comes out and kind of like messes up time, and you have to go back in time, and they meet up with their past selves and they fix time. Does that sound familiar to you? But let me go ahead and just give you the full story. Tails and Sonic's friends are getting ready to celebrate Sonic's 20th birthday party when... we're not really not celebrating his birthday party, I mean just his birthday. With a birthday party. I don't even know what I'm saying. But, so that's what they're doing. And then this, Time Lord thing called the Time Eater comes out, takes all Sonic's friends, sucks Sonic into... actually, it didn't suck Sonic in for some reason. I don't even know how he got into that white place. But then he appears in some sort of, white limbo area, as Tails would describe it, or something like that. Or no, he said black limbo. I'm just gonna call it a white limbo area. Anyways, this is known as what is later known as the Hub World, actually. But we'll get to that later. Anyway, so Sonic meets up with his past self, has to run and save all his friends and stuff like that. And later Sonic... modern Sonic and classic Sonic, they meet up, and then they have to continue running through past zones from their past. That was kind of redundant, to fix time. And that's it. That's the story. I don't really like the story that much. Heck, the story, I didn't like the story of Sonic and the Black Knight that much. And the Sonic and the Black Knight story is better. And it has, and the story has almost nothing to do with actual other Sonic games, and not a spin-off game. So, that's enough of the story. overall, I give the story a 4.5 out of 10. Now let's move on to the second category, the graphics. The graphics are awesome. Now, of course, the graphics are going to be the best when you play on PC and PS3, but I have heard some sort of pixelation issue with the Xbox 360 version. I obviously don't know what that's about because I've never played the Xbox 360 version, or even really seen any footage of the Xbox 360 version, but you're probably going to get the oh my gosh, did I really just say that? You're probably going to get the best graphics out of the PS3 and PC versions. So I give the graphics hold up. Before I go ahead and rate this, let me just say for the PS3 and Xbox 360, the graphics are amazing. And while that does kind of slow down the frames per second occasionally, yeah, this doesn't really matter in my opinion. Alright, so I give the graphics an overall 7.5 out of 10. Okay, who am I kidding? 8.5 out of 10. It deserves it. Moving on to the next category, category number 3, the controls. Now, the controls for Modern Sonic. Modern Sonic cannot spin dash. He can boot, although he can boost, he can slide, and ground pound. However, Classic Sonic can do none of that. But it doesn't matter because we're talking about Modern Sonic. I think all the controls for all of that is pretty well laid out. Square, which I'm talking about the PS3 version specifically, if you couldn't tell from the title. I probably should have mentioned that in the beginning of the video. Even though what you're seeing is PC footage, is the best I can do, so sorry about that. Anyways, so Modern Sonic, his boost is square, his ground pound is circle, ground pound and slide are both circle. You just have to jump and press circle to do the ground pound, and you can just slide whenever you're just solid, running on the ground, and then you press it and then you slide. Yep. So overall, Modern Sonic's gameplay is quite enjoyable. You can also do the homing attack, which, thank God, one thing that they fixed. I'm not sure if this was a problem in Sonic Colors, but the homing attack, to perform the homing attack, it is the exact same button as the jump button, which is something that really annoyed me in some of the other games, so I'm really glad they fixed it. Alright, now moving on to Classic Sonic's gameplay. Classic Sonic gameplay is not it does not really exactly play like the Genesis games. Square, you can hold down to spin dash, although you can duck down and press X repeatedly, to do a spin dash. However, I highly do not recommend that for speedruns, because if you're speedrunning through the game, you're probably just gonna wanna hold square down and spin dash rather than holding down the duck button and pressing X multiple times, because during speedruns, I do not recommend doing that at all. But overall, his gameplay is basically the same as the classic games. Just the physics on the spin dash and just the physics in general are a little off. Okay, who am I kidding? The spin dash is OP. I am serious. Half the time when I'm speedrunning through a classic Sonic stage, it's the reason I beat my best time is because of the darn spin dash. Like, right before I hit the goal, because I know the goal is coming, right before I hit it, I do a spin dash. And it almost always works. So, minor complaint, the spin dash is a little too OP. Moving on to the last and final category, bosses. Okay, sorry about that little cut there, I ran out of storage. Anyways, back to what I was saying, moving on to the final and what category was I even on? What number was it? Whatever, we're moving on to the final category, bosses and level design. Let's start with the level design. Alright, let me just go ahead and list off the levels with the best design in my opinion. Green Hill Zone, Act 1 and 2, City Escape, Act 2, and then probably Sky Sanctuary, Act 1. Now, The level design overall is pretty good, actually. The only problem I have sometimes is in Crisis City and I think maybe Seaside Hill, I think there are some unfair deaths, like especially in Crisis City. This one time in Crisis City, I had 0 rings, and I think this was Act 1. I bounced up to a platform, and an enemy immediately attacked. And no matter how many times I played that level, it won't stop. I don't know if it's a glitch, because they're not supposed to attack until, like, they're supposed to get ready to attack, like, it takes 2 seconds to get ready to attack, and then they'll attack. But I don't really know if they're supposed to be doing that, but it's something that really annoyed me. Although, in the footage I'm using for this video, somehow it got past it there, I guess. Whatever. What am I even saying? Okay, level design. Let's go ahead and give the level design an 8.5. I keep messing up on the scores. I mean a 9 out of 10. Now let's go ahead and move on to the final score. Wait, we can't, because we haven't talked about the bosses. I'm gonna admit it, I don't really like the bosses in this game. And it's not because they are reused. I liked it that they were reused. It's supposed to be, you know, Sonic Generations 20th anniversary game. A lot of stuff from the past is in this game. That's not what I'm mad about. I'm mad about the difficulty of these stages. The difficulty, or not stages, the bosses. The difficulty of the bosses is very low. Especially the Death Egg Robot and Perfect Chaos. The only boss I actually had trouble with was about half of the Egg Dragon, and then pretty much all of the Time Eater one, because the Time Eater boss battle, it's not hard because it doesn't feel like it's supposed to purposely be hard. All the freaking Sonic's friends are yelling at you while you're trying to figure out what buttons to press and what to do all at the same time. You have to get close to them and beat them up and blah blah blah, whatever. So overall, the Time Eater boss is not really that good. And if you're wondering why I didn't put a spoiler warning, if you're wondering why I didn't put a spoiler warning there, it's because I assume most people have either seen or played Sonic Generations by this point. However, back when reviews were first popping up, it was necessary to put a spoiler warning because the game had just come out. And they darn well know not that many have played it already. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. Now let's go ahead and get to the final score. I give Sonic Generations a 9 out of 10. The game is fantastic. And I know while I did kind of speak about the flawless things a little too much, I just wanted to get those things out of the way so I could deal with the positive things. I know I should probably focus on the positive things more, but overall the game gets a 9 out of 10. It is really good, especially the replay value. The replay value, there are challenges to do. I've already completed all the challenges, and I'm still going after all those red rings. However, if you can't find them, I highly recommend just looking up a YouTube playlist of the red ring guide, because those helped me a lot. The only time I had trouble getting the red rings after watching those videos is because it's too hard to pull off. Like that last red ring in City Escape, I'm looking at you. I hate trying to get that red ring. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. A lot. So, that's it for my first ever review on this channel. Well, not really first ever review. I did a Pac-Man World 2 review a little while back, but it was crappy and short. So, since this is sort of my first review on this channel, I'm sorry if I messed up on words a lot and stuttered and kind of my voice, like what I'm doing right now, I kind of stop in the middle for no reason. That's because I'm just nervous about how this is gonna go, because this is sort of my first review on this channel, and I was just really nervous about how this is gonna go. And maybe next time I'll actually take the time to type in some scripts and just look at those as I'm recording this audio. But you know what, guys? I think it was okay for my first time review on this channel since Pac-Man World 2 review, which that review was crappy and short. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Also, make sure you buy Sonic Generations. No matter how old it is, it's amazing. Buy it. I'm serious. Go buy it right now. Go buy it.